more involved with the community, but the game is underway. Mechs transform when you hit right click. Mechs transform. La 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 la. Click 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 click. Lethalpoison ULA. Happy Death. Wake Me Up. onlyyyphiL. Click click transform. Woo. It would be cool if the.
I wonder if you're doing it super fast, like how? Because I'm totally screwing around right now, like clicking like crazy.
Yeah,
like they're doing a dance on here. I wish I was streaming this right now.
Oh man, it does look like it's about to get going now. And this is going to be the third place match, so it's going to be on Crater. That is the first. That is the first map.
Crater.
Yeah, Crater, man. It's the first map for the third place and final matches.
Hey, are you still loading into? Because I ran into one game that I could not load into.
There we go.
Wait, never mind.
Now it's finally getting started, and we gotta wait for that 20-second mark before we can actually get going. Okay, there we go. And oh man,
it's stopped with a
machine gun firing sound. Either way, Steve, can you do the honors for this game?
All right, guys, this is it. We are in the third place match. This decides who gets the third place prize and who gets the fourth place prize of the AirMech Full Force Tournament. Our two teams are in the match. They are ready to go. We have on the... Yeah, my thing is stuck. There we go. Okay, it was stuck. Okay. On the left-hand side, in the carbon color, we have the Hey-Ha Non-Stop team of WakeMeUp, onlyyyphiL, and their buddy RageFist. They are going up against the Death Squad. Lethalpoison ULA, Happy Death. What do we got here? We've got a double Helix and a Striker versus a double Striker and a Paladin. Should be really interesting to see how this is all going to play out between these two teams on such a map as interesting as Crater. Crater, one of the more unique ones, as you have basically this entire middle lane of like no man's land that you really have to expend a lot of time, resources, and everything to break through. I always find it's very interesting watching these games. I can't wait to see how these teams are going to turn out to be. I'm sure you guys want to see it too, so throw on your colored names, guys. You want to support Hey-Ha Nonstop? Turn your name orange. You want to support the Death Squad? Turn your name blue. You don't want to support either team? You know what? Make your name red then, because why not? And
how about purple for Steve? How about that?
There we go. Make your name purple in honor of Steve.
In honor of OPTV Live. So let's get this game underway in 3, 2, 1, go. And we do have WakeMeUp and Happy Death. Actually, pretty much the whole game is going to be starting to work on this close center mid outpost. And two brutes knocked down for WakeMeUp, ULA, and Happy Death. Have not been able to finish it off quite yet.
No, they haven't, but with those two Geminis down there, you know it's only going to take a matter of a few seconds once the game is on. But the difference is that gives Hey-Ha just a few vital seconds to actually go and do other things instead, while the Death Squad was still working on just trying to finalize that out. Does that really translate into any game advantage in the end? We're going to have to wait and see.
And they're doing the same thing as they did before. The Jokers are going to get finished off by the light mines at the front. Oh, a lot of them do get finished off, but they're doing pretty much the exact same approach that they did before, where they drop infantry at the bottom and they send the Jokers at the top. However, they aren't stopped quite yet. They need to switch them. Oh, no. Oh, okay, I think they were switched. And now RageFist with a little bit of infantry, but those bear traps are going to prevent them from grabbing the outpost right now. But onlyyyphiL and WakeMeUp doing such a good job distracting there at the bottom that it does give RageFist a little bit of extra time to bring some more infantry to the top, and let's see if he's actually able to grab this outpost. There's two infantry and they get it to get the top outpost. Will they be able to hold it? What does RageFist have in his build queue? A Longhorn is coming out, and you know, the rest of the teams, the rest of the players on the Carbon team. Oh, and Lethalpoison getting finished off as well. Yeah, the rest of the Carbon team really needs to start supporting this top outpost.
WakeMeUp also taking out Lethalpoison, making a 3-to-1 power play in a few seconds, and RageFist getting all the time that he needs to completely secure that upper outpost, getting a factory under their belt, at the same time put a little bit of pressure down on that bottom power station, really kicking up full control of this map, full control of this action, and really trying to dictate where it needs to be. Now we have Flamer on Mortar, outpost action. The only really bad thing right now for Hayha is that they have to deal with all those bear traps in the sockets, so they can't really extra secure those socket positions and get those extra creeps down. That is a big.
If they just put down like one healing unit, it will do the job, you know. And it's not like healing units are an uncommon thing to bring in a loadout. You know.
Very true, and I do see that 2 of the players have healing units in there, but the fact of having the units and then actually using the units are 2 very different things, and they haven't actually used them yet.
That's true. That's true.
But,
at this point, I don't think it's that large of a concern to get rid of those bear traps. Honestly, keeping the bear traps on the ground are actually going to be able to keep those 3 units of upkeep in the power consumption of the blue team.
And we have a Gemini and Joker push onto the outpost, but then just everything is going into this whole battle. These Jokers initially were patrolling around. It was funny to watch them, but now that it's pushing in, there's just absolutely nothing that they're going to really be able to do about this. And unfortunately, all that is just being completely destroyed. But I love just looking down here and seeing all those Jokers on the patrol path just bouncing around, ants and everything.
Yeah,
but, right now,
go ahead.
I really think that I'm thinking one of the big things is Hayha needs to make sure that they don't get overly sidetracked by this battle going on down here, which really is kind of unimportant. And they need to really try to just put some real pressure onto the fortress itself, because over time with all these artillery, they could lose every ounce of advantage that they've initially pushed on here. But right now, I mean, sometimes I don't know. I think the players were so worried about. We got to take all the outposts before we do anything, that they miss opportunities to really just, push hard onto a base itself.
Right. I mean, and at this point, it's actually Hayha that is on the defensive. There is a lot of artillery, or at least there used to be. Now there's 2, but I think there was something like 4 or 5 pointing into this carbon unit cluster, but I think they will easily be able to hold at this point. They have done a pretty good job at defense, and they have plenty of tanks here to be able to hold the line. It's just mostly artillery from the death squad, and it does look like Hayha is going to be able to pick off some units, especially because the majority of them are artillery. Or at least a lot of them are. There's a lot of defensive Seekers as well, so it shouldn't be that bad. Lethalpoison does go down to RageFist. Actually, Hunter Seeker got onlyyyphiL just a little while ago.
And WakeMeUp doing a great thing of realizing, okay, most of my teammates and the entire enemy team is completely distracted by this. He actually deploys a ton of shooters out from this close outpost, pushing onto that middle outpost, so that way, just in case something goes wrong at this top station, they're going to still be able to grab that middle outpost and still have a perfect launching platform into enemy territory. So that's just great pre-planning on the part of WakeMeUp to make sure that they're covering their other ends just in case.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. We do have ULA with a couple of Mortys trying to get the center close outpost, but immediately responded to by pretty much every single carbon mech, so that's going to be shut down extremely hard. ULA in that retreat, not going to be finished off, so that's at least a good thing. It was worth a shot for sure. Death Squad is a little bit behind right now. I'm a little concerned that they haven't really started the mid-fight at all. They've just been really trying to fight against this top outpost, but in the meantime, Carbon Team, they have been able to take this middle outpost under their control, and they'll probably be able to get a good foothold on it, especially because there's nothing really contesting them in terms of the units in this area.
No, there isn't. I mean, just a few neutrals, that's it. They're getting it cleared out. They really don't have much to worry about on it, but they do still need to make sure to be careful and protected, because the Death Squad was able to turn around and take that. It could completely negate all the advantages that they have from taking that upper right factory in the first place and completely open up their own base to attack. Right now they're in a very comfortable position and they don't have to worry, but if their own base is open to attack, it could really completely change how everything goes on this.
Yeah, at this point in time, the Death Squad is now sort of at the not the disadvantage, but on the defensive. They have pretty much lost everything, not necessarily lost everything, but they don't have any more units here at the center close. The Flamers that were dropped, I don't even know who dropped those, but they have actually been able to neutralize this bottom outpost. Lethalpoison now coming to respond to it, and so it does bring one player away from the battlefield. They're forced to knock those infantry back down and put some more in to be able to take it back into control. So yeah, just like every single little bit of, it's just one more step toward victory for Hayha nonstop.
Yeah, it's definitely right now. Heiha is having everything going. Basically, it's one of those games where everything is right for them. Everything is what they were hoping for, the way they were hoping for it. And, you know, the big key is that they need to make sure that they don't lose that advantage. And right now, WakeMeUp brings in one of those Gothic Goliaths right there at the main base. HappyDeath's right in front of it to stop it out. And it looks like WakeMeUp is more just going to use that advantage to take out the shield generator, pull out the shield itself, do some damage on it. Trying to find a ledge.
Oh, there we go.
Ledge that it works on.
And it will definitely start shooting, so they have to kill that goalie to be able to make it stop doing damage. And in the meantime, Heiha is going to start doing even more work on this blue unit cluster, going toward that center close. And it's right now 114 to 58, so it's more than double. Oh, pretty much double. Now it's 116 to 58, so that was okay. Fine, 120. Don't let me have nice math. Fine, it's 2 to 1, Steve. Whatever. But numbers. Either way, lots of drops. Still more drops going down by that Carbon team. And at this point, the Carbon team just gets kind of to pick away at whatever the green team has on the floor. And
blue team.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Well, everyone knows I'm colorblind. Okay.
Excuses.
But
Sorry,
we do have ULA actually pushing the
there.
bottom lane. Oh, it's not that heavy though. However, this bottom outpost is not really that well defended. It's just bunkered. It was, yeah. Well, I mean, it's Gemini, so I mean the light mines aren't really going to do that much.
Yeah, it's not going to be too much, but still, I still fun to watch them roll over mines.
And at this point, though, that's kind of their last-ditch effort hope, because the Carbon team is moving in on that center close outpost, and there's not much time left remaining for Death Squad to actually keep it under their control, I would guess. But now the blue tanks have started to reach that bottom left outpost. It's going to be immediately responded to by onlyyyphiL. Wow, great map awareness, bringing 2 units over. And I think this actually might be able to hold, because the bunkered infantry did delay them enough. And ULA going down there, and at this point, WakeMeUp and onlyyyphiL will be able to clean up the rest of the tanks. I think unless Lethalpoison and happydeath come to support it, it's very, very unlikely that this will be a successful attack, because ULA did go down.
That he did, and I mean, it was a great try, a great attempt. Maybe not necessarily stopping at the factory. I mean, at this point, when you're that back up against the wall, you might as well just let the tanks continue on straight through to the fortress, because maybe would have neutralized the outpost or destroyed something, but they wouldn't have just stopped and then stayed there for the meat grinder. They might have been a little damage. We've got a similar idea going on here. Blue is pushing a few units up onto the top. I really don't see much of what this is going to be able to do. I mean, there's not too many shooting units left up here, but even so, I just don't see this being able to do too much of anything overly successful.
Yeah, the blue team is a few seconds away.
A single bird.
Right. I mean, killing 1 or 2 units here or there, sure, why not? But the blue team is being dominated at this point in a few seconds, actually. Right about now-ish. They will start to take damage, and at
now-ish.
This point, well, and now the Carbon team...
it's like a 5-to-1 unit upkeep ratio on here. I mean, unfortunately, yeah, this is not... I mean, I'm sure Death Squad had a plan going into this match. Unfortunately, things just did not go out the way that they did. That early push onto that upper right outpost by Heiha was just a little bit too much. They never really did recover from it. And this is definitely going to move on to a game 2. And hopefully Death Squad will take a new approach on the next game and come out with something that Heiha may not be expecting, and, you know, pull a little surprise on them.
Right. I mean, at this point, I don't even necessarily think that it was, a bad game plan by the Death Squad. It was probably more of a great game plan, a great opening by WakeMeUp, onlyyyphiL, and RageFist. They do take this game 1, and we will get on with the first game of the finals. So, guys, stay tuned.